it's Ron Brown with Tech for Senior Live. I'll be your host today. Please put in the chat where you're from and who you are. When we start reviewing the news articles, if you want to look at our Facebook page, just click here and you can follow the articles along as we go. See you in a moment. Good morning, everyone. It's Tech for Senior Live. Today on the show, we are going to have a lot of fun. We're going to initially introduce everybody. We're going to talk a little bit about Amazon today. We're going to talk about the purchase of Amazon buying Roomba. For those of you who are watching the show, we'll then go on and go over articles today on our Facebook page. If you are watching this on YouTube as a repeat, welcome and thank you so much. If you are watching this on a YouTube short, just click the description and it will take you right to the show. So just to let you know, we are going to have a lot of fun today. I'm going to introduce everybody in a second, but I wanted to just let everyone know that not only Tech for Senior Live, but we have a show on Monday. And our Monday show is a Zoom meeting, and we meet every Monday. And so if you want to find out where the how to get to our Monday show, this is where you can go. This is the website that we have, and you can go there, and it'll explain how to get to our Monday show, which is Zoom meeting. And by the way, if you're over there now on our Monday show site and you're on a Zoom meeting waiting for today's show, we'll see you Monday, because this is not a Zoom meeting. We're broadcasting this out from StreamYard, and it's going, of course, to Facebook and YouTube. So you should maybe just go to this website, go to our website. You'll see a big red button there. Click that red button and it'll take you right over here and you can watch the show. Otherwise, it's going to get lonely over there. Anyway, we also, of course, tape this show, so you'll be able to watch it on our channel, and and then also we podcast this out. So if you got lots of, we'll talk a lot, and we have, which is interesting, we have just under 700 videos on our channel, and I just checked last month. We had 15,000 people enjoy those videos. 15,000 people. We have 4,000 people follow us on YouTube. So if you want to come over to the channel and click that subscribe, you too can be aware of different videos that we have, that we put. All of us make videos and we put them up there for your enjoyment and use. We want you to use them because we spend a lot of time doing this. And I'm going to introduce now the four people that make this possible. And of course, the first one I'm going to introduce is my co-host, Huey Popluck from Bradenton, Florida.
Welcome, morning,
Huey, and thanks for coming. Here. You have an event coming this Sunday, don't you?
I have a Windows Special Interest Group on Sunday, and we've got quite a bit of a list of articles that I'm going to cover, including the video on everything. I'm going to repeat it on that show because there's been a lot of interest in everything. And I actually got a really nice note from the developer of the program.
Oh, really? You're kidding.
He thanked me for the video. Well, I sent him a note saying I had one.
Oh, good.
So it wasn't unsolicited, but
oh, good. Yeah, and he answered. Yeah,
he did. It did answer. Yeah.
Oh, very nice. Now, who is it? Who makes it? Is it? Where is it from?
It's Void Tools is the company, but his name is David Carpenter.
Is it a U.S. company? Are they in the U.S. or do you know where he is?
I don't know where he is.
Okay. Interesting. The other thing that Huey and I do that you many of you may or may not know, but we also do a show called Learning Chromebooks, right?
And that's next week.
Is that next week?
You're not this a week from. It's the 28th.
28th, yeah.
So it's 2 weeks. Yeah.
2 weeks. I'm
2 weeks
thinking
from today. 2 weeks from today.
time goes so fast that like it's just last month we did it.
Yeah. And then Wednesday, I'm doing a presentation for Senior Planet, which is a group that does a lot of items for seniors, and it's an AARP organization. They have several chapters, New York City and Colorado and several other places. And I'm doing, they call it Lunch and Learn, and I'll be doing it on learning resources for seniors.
Excellent. Thanks so much. Yeah, that's great. So we are busy. I'm going to, before I introduce the next two, I do want to let everyone know our topic today. We have no idea who's out there. We don't know if we're talking to ourselves. Maybe we're just talking to ourselves today. Maybe we're just going to have a nice little chat and have some coffee and go home. I don't know. But we are, but if you are out there, if you would tell us maybe your name and where you're from, that would be great. The topic today is going to be, why did Amazon purchase Roomba? And this is the big news article this week. So if you have any suggestions, I know Huey had a good one this morning. He's going to tell us later. But anyway, if you have any suggestions, if you could put that in the chat, and we'll go over some of those in a few minutes. Now, the next person I want to introduce is a man of many talents, a man who is a security expert. He makes countless videos on all sorts of different topics. He's like, I always tell everyone, he's like the ever-ready Easter Bunny. He keeps going and going and going. And we are so happy that he keeps going because he keeps creating these great videos. And that is just great. So that, of course, is Bob Gostischa from Los Lunas, New Mexico.
I'm also very happy that I keep going and going and going.
You did. Now, and that was so cool when you came in from your car on Monday on the show. That was really cool. It really worked well, eh?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
I'm just, but that's an emergency thing because
Yeah.
I wanted to see what was going on. But I don't think that the phone is ever going to be my mainstay for doing Zoom meetings. Too many things I could not do.
The thing, yeah. But
For me, the worst thing was I couldn't shut up or couldn't stop all of the words coming through. There's just no way to shut it up. No settings anyway that I could find to stop the text. And the text was taking up half the space. And the phone is already small enough.
Yeah, but the thing that was really interesting when you watch the video replay of the show is how clear you were. You out of all the images on the, when you replay the whole thing, it's so different. Like it just stood out. It just was so clear,
That's the Pixel phone. And that was a Pixel 5 that I was using, not even the Pixel 6.
Yeah.
But it has an excellent camera, even the selfie side, which is, of course, what it uses when you join a meeting through Zoom or any of the others. It is the selfie side of the camera.
Yeah.
That's one of the main reasons to update and get a newer phone is the quality of the cameras in the newer phones are just fantastic.
All right. And then, of course, last but not least, we have a man who is, I'm going to call him famous all over the United States. He travels, he talks about all sorts of topics, but he's well known for his work in the music field. And he is a bit of a historian around music. And he is our music director for our Monday show and continues to wow everybody with his selections and knowledge of the music that he plays. But that's not his claim to fame. Everybody who meets him says he's such a nice guy. So I want to introduce Mr. Nice Guy, Ray Baxter, who is, we're so happy he's here today.
Thank you, thank you. Although, what's that expression about where did nice guys finish?
Indeed. So now, just to let everybody know, Ray's from Pine, Arizona. Many of you think we're all sitting in a broadcast booth. We're doing this together, right? We're not even in the same country. We're across different, Huey's on the East Coast. I'm on the West Coast. Bob's I guess you're sort of in the middle, and Ray's in Arizona. So it's
Ray and I are neighbors.
Just
pretty close. Yeah,
we're closest ones physically than the four of us. And
I get to Ray's.
Couldn't be further apart.
I can get to Ray's house in about 5 hours.
Oh, really? That fast?
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. There you go. Hey, Huey, we got anybody? We got some. Has anyone listened?
Yeah, we've got a lot of comments. And
oh, really? Okay. Let's see what's going on. Gene from Western Pennsylvania, 71. Bernard, Sterling Heights Computer.
At 71 degrees, not 71 is age.
Yeah. Sterling Heights Computer Club in Michigan. Yeah. Gene says, Ron, I have been wearing medical smartwatch for a month. Email me your contact info and I will reply. I can do that. Medical smartwatch. Which one do you have, Gene? And did you see my video on Monday? I have a brand new video out. And it's on the new technology that's coming with smartwatches, and it's going to continuously monitor your heart for atrial fibrillation. And that video is doing very well. And I hope we'll keep coming back to that as this software develops. So, Gene, Liz from Milford, hi from Ontario. Richard Clarkson, Monrovia, California, not Canada. 79 degrees, will be up to 100 later on. Thanks, Richard. Richard is a good friend of ours. He's always here supporting us. Thank you so much, Richard. Joan from an absolutely beautiful day in Victoria. Yeah, it's a nice day up here. Joan's my neighbor. She's just south of me in Victoria, and we often get the same weather, so it's nice up here too. Mike Ungerman. Mike, of course, is a regular contributor to Tech for Senior, our Monday show. He is doing a series now on solar panels, and he's doing very well at that. And he is also going to, once we finish the solar energy, he's going to do a series on EV cars. And so we're very anxiously awaiting that. So Mike is a good friend of ours and regular contributor. Thanks, Mike. Hazy day in Orlando today. Solar production is down. So Huey, you got to turn down your AC a little bit because Mike isn't making quite as much electricity. You got to turn your. Steve from Kirkland, 64 degrees with sun. Irving, hello from Ottawa, sunny Ottawa. Yes, Irving is again. Thank you for coming. Irving's been a regular listener for a long time, and thanks a lot. Sally from Kirkland, Washington. Cool yesterday, but not today. Bob Baxter, Bellevue, Washington, 65. Network back. Kathleen Steed, I clicked the wrong site and disconnected myself. It took a while to find the right link to get back again.
Well, we're glad she made it. Anyway.
Well, we're glad you make it. It's a little bit confusing because our Monday show, of course, broadcasts out a little bit different than we do this show. So it is a bit confusing. Anyway, we're ready to go now. So I wanted just to show everybody a couple of things we did. So we're going to talk about Amazon buying Roomba. And Huey, what did you say earlier? What's the reason you said?
They wanted to clean up.
You wanted a clean sweep.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about that. But I wanted to... one of the things that I want you to consider is Amazon buying it for the Roomba, or could you be buying it for personal data? So this was one of the questions that came up that you want to think about. But before we get there, I just wanted to let everyone know that I am super pumped because this week Samsung unveiled a lot of new products. and we're going to talk about some of those in future episodes. But I did want to give everybody a heads up because they did announce and give details on the Galaxy Watch 5. Now, the thing that I'm going to tell you about that, because as you all know, I write a lot of watch videos, and I'm really this is sort of the major thing I want to keep doing videos about. The big upgrade is on the battery, and what I've always complained about with the Galaxy Watch 4 is the battery. The battery might last you a day, but the charging is not fast charging, and it takes a long time to charge it, which is a big problem. And they address that. They know that's the big problem with it. So this watch has fast charging, and the battery has about 50%. It's a 50% bigger battery. So you should be able to get, so that should solve the problems. As far as the software goes on it and what it's going to do, they were sort of a bit cagey on that, and nothing really earth-shattering on what they've announced as far as software, although it does run Android Wear, and this is, of course, a more mature version than the previous one on the Galaxy Watch 4. Is it worth upgrading or not? Is there anything earth-shattering about this watch? Nah, other than the battery, which I think is a big deal. We'll have to wait and see when it comes out. So what do you guys think? So, I got to tell you, I got to tell you a great story about my vacuum. As you know, I got a fleet of vacuums at home, right? They all run around and they vacuum. So
in his house, and
I do.
The entire country of Canada.
I do. So I'm sitting in my, my lazy boy armchair upstairs, and I'm sitting there, and Gail's downstairs in the exercise room and doing her exercise, and all of a sudden, bang, 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 and down the stairs goes my vacuum. It went over the edge. Have you ever watched your vacuums? They go flying up to the edge of the stairs, they stop, and I keep watching this and think, geez, they go up pretty quick. They do stop and turn around. And I thought, how often is it going to go before it actually goes over the edge?
It breaks.
Well, so I've had this one about a year, and wasn't the Roomba. It was the one I really like. It's called iLife, and I really like it. And because it's smaller and thinner, and it gets under the chairs and everything. Anyway, nope, it went down the stairs. Boom, 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 boom. And so I went down and got it, and I thought, man, I was sort of happy because I thought it broke, and then I'd have to buy, and I'd get a new one because there's lots of new ones out there. Yeah, I thought this is great. I got a good excuse to buy a new vacuum. But unfortunately, it was the little bumper at the front, and it just clipped back in, and I fixed it, right? So that made me a little depressed, and got it back up there, and it worked fine. So I can't justify a new vacuum yet. But anyway, so so that was sort of fun. Anyway, that was my big vacuum disaster this week. It went. Did you guys ever have one that went down? I know that Huey's got one and Bob's got one. I don't think Ray. Do you have a vacuum?
Nope.
No. So did you ever got one?
Don't have any stairs.
I don't either.
Unless it makes it outside, there's no stairs.
There's no stairs.
I do close a couple of doors, so it doesn't do a couple of rooms, but
yeah. So
closet, the bathroom.
So the question now is that I wanted to talk about today, because we all, the three of us have vacuums. Obviously, the biggest company in the world and the longest running company, of course, is Roomba, and they've been around a long time. They're sort of the granddaddy and I guess the founders of the whole thing. But the thing that's changed now in the last 4 years is the competition. What Bob has and what Huey has are different vacuums, and I found this iLife, which I really like, and the competition is steep. Like the prices have come down dramatically. They've got LiDAR technology, all sorts of new technologies coming out, and Roomba sort of just wasn't sort of cutting it. They still had the big old clunk that they had for years and years and years, and they were very expensive too. Now, granted, they were good solid machines, but the competition's really growing. And what Roomba was doing, I read a bunch of articles about them, was they were developing a technology to be sort of your smart home, right? They wanted to control fans, control stuff like Miss A does. They were getting into the whole home automation thing, and this is the way they were sort of moving. But I think they just got stuck on development. They realized that they're up against like this. It's pretty big. Amazon's pretty huge. and to do that. So anyway, I guess so why did Amazon buy Roomba? And a lot of people are speculating, what did they buy it? They probably, I don't know that they bought it for the technology of the actual vacuum, or maybe they did, or did they buy it for the software, or did they, for sure they're going to integrate the technology into their home automation, the whole home automation thing that they're doing. You guys got any, Hugh, you got any thoughts on that?
Well, a couple of things. One, they certainly want to have a part of that industry, and
Yeah.
what's $1.7 billion to them,
To Amazon, nothing, right?
They are a forerunner. They do get big bucks for their machines. So Amazon certainly fits into that category for them. But Amazon is an information or a data company as well. What data can they get? Well, they're going to get a lot of addresses and a lot of what's inside your house, and what furniture,
right.
And then they can integrate it really well with the with Miss A, and feed information both ways with it. So yeah, I it's a good fit, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of them now. Yeah, well, lots of them now are not using LiDAR only. They also have cameras built in. And when you start using camera technology, as you've seen on some of my videos, those cameras, man, they are just phenomenal with the clarity and with its ability. And if you put one on a vacuum, it sees everything that's in your house.
Yes.
And if you are an Amazon customer, Amazon would love to know, what don't you have yet that I can sell you?
I'm going to get one. This is going to, like, I dream about, what I want, and Amazon has it as deal of the day. That's on the next day. So that, I love it. So now I don't even have to dream. It'll just go around my house and figure all this out for me, Bob, right?
Yeah, on Prime Day, you're going to get a heck of a deal.
Yeah.
What do you think, Ray? What's your comment?
You posed the question before, Ron, about is the purchase because they're trying to get data?
Yeah.
And I would imagine that any person who owns a Roomba is already on Amazon Prime, is already buying from Amazon, and Amazon already has the information about them. So I don't think that was the primary motive.
Although I will tell you, when you look at the statistics of the sales of Roomba, it is really a global company. Like they sell it big time in Europe and in India and in China. Like they have a very global presence, not just in the US. So it may give them access to different markets, eh?
That I didn't realize. So that's a good point, Ron.
Yeah. And their prices have also started to come down.
Well, because Bob, like their top vacuum in Canada was, I think, like $1,600. Yeah. I mean, who the heck's going to pay that? I mean, there's lots of competition, half that price, right?
For $1,600, I can have a maid.
Yes.
So, yeah. So if is any comments out there here? Anyone else got anything to say about that?
Not so far.
No other comments?
George Jetson was born this past week, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Yep. If you look at the show, it gives him an age at some point in the 2070s. So if you extrapolate that, this is when he was born.
Yep.
Ah, okay.
If you remember on Monday's show, in the security section, I had something on the Jetsons in that sequence.
Yep.
So so we're going to go over now, and we are going to do some news. We're going to look at the news and sit back, and we're going to go over the news articles of the week, and we're going to talk about things. If you want to follow on our Facebook page, you don't have to sign up or anything. You don't have to be in Facebook. You can that's the link. If you just go there, it's a web page. You'll see the articles as we go through them. And rather than watching them on our screen, or you can watch them on the screen, whatever you like to do. But that's the facebook.com, and you just go to Tech for Senior. Away you go, and you'll find the find the articles. So let me share my screen, and we'll see what I can see if we can get this going here. All right, let's get this up a bit. It's a little bit bigger. All right, as we come down, let's have a look here. I'll just come up and get the latest articles. Bob, you sneaky guy, you've been posting as we've been doing the show. We always
actually, if you do a refresh, you have the first article.
Oh, do it?
Yeah.
I don't
come
know.
second.
I'm not sure if I want to do a refresh because
okay, but you have your first article is on Samsung Galaxy Watch 4 versus 5. And should you, and I assume should you buy the 5?
Right. Okay, so that was a good article. And if you're on the page and you want to look at that, that just goes over what I already discussed. So that's, I don't think we need to spend a lot of time on that. Bob, this is your article here?
Yeah, LG Display unveils innovative OLED technology at K Display 2022. They have a new TV, OLED TV, that doesn't need a speaker and gives you 5.1 surround sound. It's the TV itself that vibrates to give you that 501 sound. Wow. Right now, we need all kinds of speakers all over the place to give you 501 so that you can hear it left, right, center, above you, and all kinds of stuff. Well, they do that now through vibrating the TV itself. They haven't said yet what prices are and exactly when it'll be available, but apparently it's there. They have it.
I'm sure the price is going to vibrate too.
Yeah, I'm sure it's not something you and I are going to have in the next year or so. And for some of us, we may never get it.
Well, yeah, it's going to be interesting. Anyway, lots has changed over the past 5 years. We'll see if it materializes. I posted this morning. OneDrive, of course. Now, so those of you who don't know, OneDrive, of course, is Microsoft, and it is their cloud storage. I really posted this to let everyone know that on our Monday show, Bill James is going to do a series on OneDrive. And he's going to look and talk to us a little bit to explain it. I think that I think the concern I have is that a lot of people probably even have Microsoft 365 and don't know what OneDrive is. And OneDrive turns 15 years, and is delivering new and intuitive experiences. So if you want to just have a look at this article and you go through, you'll see that you may find an opportunity to use this if you because if you're using Windows 10 or Windows 11, or if you're a Windows user. So this is that was the article today, but stay tuned because we're going to do a series on this on our Monday show. Have you got any comments you guys got on that?
I'm going to be talking about it somewhat on Sunday on my WinSig as well.
Oh, okay, good. All right.
I wouldn't be caught dead without it.
Yeah. Well, I really like OneDrive, and
for me, if I restore Windows, okay, that's all I do is restore Windows because it gives me a chance to get rid of all the clutter that I built up, and then OneDrive will repopulate my computer for me automatically. The only thing I need to do is to add the programs that I actually use, and most of us, especially people like myself and the rest of you guys, we collect lots and lots of things that we demonstrate. We never take it off the system. It clutters everything up.
Yep.
So when you do a refresh and just do a clean install of Windows, okay, you put back the programs you actually use. Gives you a chance to start over, and your data is automatically populated if you're using OneDrive. So I wouldn't be caught dead without it.
Mm-hmm. Bob, your article?
Tesla semi-trucks, the big boys. should be on the road before 2023. By the end or the last quarter of this year, you're going to find some of their electric semis on the road, and they're supposed to have a range of 500 miles. Actually, for a semi, that's not a whole lot. I drove truck many years ago, and heck, we go from one side of the country to the other, back and forth. That's all we did. So 500 miles, if you now have to stop every 500 miles and spend an hour or more to recharge, it's going to slow things down a bit.
Yeah.
Or the whole
The other
trailer is
thing-
nothing but batteries.
Yeah.
Well, that's the other thing I'm going to think, Bob. Where are these going to charge? Like, I mean, if you pull into a charging station, a Tesla charging station, you're going to take up the whole charging station, right?
Walmart. Go
have
to
to be-
Walmart.
Yeah, it would have to be truck stops.
Wow, those are big rigs. Yes, indeed. Now, just to let everyone know, they've been doing this actually for a couple of years, and they were transiting from mid United States to California. They've been doing
Right.
the test runs for about 2 years now, and so they have been using driverless trucks now for some time and getting good data on it, and it seems to be working well. I mean, there's been no accidents or any problems with it, eh, Bob?
Probably safer than the truckers who insist on texting while they're driving.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I predict trucking and deliveries will be more popular in the early days of electric vehicles and personal cars.
Right.
Mhm. Bob, this is your article on Samsung announced Unpacked August 22.
Well, Samsung just had the big reveal, and this gives you an overview of all the things that came out in that Samsung Unpack for August.
So just to let everyone know, the I'm really interested in the flip and fold Samsung phones, and Ray is fortunate enough is a user now of the flip phone, and Ray is going to be talking on our Monday show at the end of the month when he gets a little bit of mileage on his phone, just what he thinks of the phone. And this was it's very interesting. So I really do believe this could be the future of phones, and I think there's some tremendous advantage. For those of you who may not be aware, we're talking about two different things. There's the fold phone or the flip phone, where it flips over onto itself and makes a smaller footprint. And then there's the fold, which of course is the regular size of phone, but it folds out and makes a much bigger phone. So we've got two different technologies here. So you could use them for different things. But the flip one is really cool. And if you go there and you watch this video, I've got a bunch of links as well in this, and you can watch these videos. It's really cool technology. I put this in to remind Huey what's going on with Starlink. We haven't.
Well, this really doesn't have anything to do with Starlink.
This is fake.
Their Starship booster. They're still testing it, and they're still waiting on final approval from the government. But they are testing, and they did a test about a month or so ago, and they had some issues with it. But it looks like now that it's testing much better, and there's probably not going to be a test flight this month, but maybe next month, where they actually test that orbiter. It's one that's supposed to be able to take us to the moon and to Mars, and to put up. Right now, the Starlinks go up, I think, about 45 to 49 at a time. This one's going to allow it to be several hundred at a time.
Huey, didn't SpaceX just in conjunction with South Korea do a launch that was televised? I know I watched it.
Oh, they do a lot of launches of different satellites for different countries. Yeah, they have a lot of customers, U.S. Things that they send up, including going to the space station. But they also put up things for other countries as well.
This didn't publish the way I wanted, but anyway, just let everyone know that Google Meet and Duo merger is occurring, and it will happen in the next. It's happening now as we speak. But Duo of course is the I use Duo all the time, and this is a communication tool where we it's like a phone call between people, I guess like Skype, but it works great and it's cross-platform, so you can use it. You can talk to people like instead of using FaceTime. Apple has FaceTime. Google Duo certainly works on a in the Mac environment as well, Apple environment. But Meet, which of course is the competition to Zoom, is going to be all sort of one app, and this is the merger that's happening. Bob,
Right,
I think Bob, you use Duo, don't you?
Yeah, I had done a video on this some months ago.
Right.
And yes, I do use Duo, and now it'll just be a combination. It really didn't make any sense for Google to have two apps that do pretty much the same thing. Meet had some more stuff that it was able to do. So why not combine the two and just have one product that does, lots of things? If you don't need it, you don't use that part. But if you do, it's available.
Yes, indeed. Now, Ray, Flight Radar 24, I use this all the time. Now, that's a lot of airplanes. Holy mackerel.
Yeah, and you opened up the actual website to the company. If you would have scrolled down further, they talk about a particular article that I focused on, but I never heard of Flight Radar 24. But a couple of nights ago, we had our good friends, John and Patty, over for dinner. We're sitting on our front deck afterwards, drinking some wine and beer, and then we can hear a plane overhead. And my friend John pulls out his cell phone, and within 30 seconds, he tells me the flight number, what airport it took from, what airport it's going to, all kinds of information about the flight. And that's what this particular website provides. Not only flights overhead, but all over the world. If you know the flight number, you type it in and it'll tell you exactly where the plane is. So the article that brought this to my attention was about 2 weeks ago, when the Speaker Pelosi was flying to Taiwan. That was the most looked at flight in the history of the company. The number was 2.92 million people at some point of her flight took a look to see where it was and what the status was. So it's an app I never heard of. I know Ron has, but I think I'm going to download it. It's just a lot of fun to see where the planes are and what they're doing.
It is, and it's free. I use it all the time because I volunteer at our airport on Wednesday mornings, and I go out as a greeter. And people are always asking me what time their plane comes in, and I want to see where the plane is before, and actually make sure that it's arriving on time. And I use this app all the time. I've used it for years. Now, Ray, what's really cool? I mean, that's the free app, and it is free. Everything about it is free, except there is a paid version. And so if you go up into the paid version, you actually can look at the cockpit and view out the window of the cockpit and see see where the plane. So you're looking at the plane as it's traveling, and I think on the paid version you can do it in 3D. So this is much more than just a flight tracker. You actually can put yourself in the cockpit and watch the plane as it travels. Now, the only thing I will tell you is it's not quite real time for security. So a lot of times when I'm following it in the 3D in the cockpit, it's in virtual, it's come down and landed. It doesn't land for another 2 minutes. So it's not perfect because they don't want to give the exact location of that plane for security reasons.
Well, how does it work then when John was able to tell me the plane overhead information?
Well, it's close.
It
would be close. I mean, it might be the location may be 1 minute off, right? Which wouldn't make any difference to you.
I wouldn't know that. Okay.
But if you were firing a missile at it or something, it wouldn't hit it, right? That would be the issue. So it's a great program. It's free, and I've used it for years. So I would encourage everyone. Flight Tracker 24 flight rate. Yeah.
Ron, if I could, I want to put something up on the screen here.
Now, Flight Tracker. Ray, have you got it right? It says Flight Tradar 24. It's Flight Tracker.
It is a flight tracker, but no, the website is Flight Radar 24.
Flight radar. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. All right. That's good. Sorry, Huey. What did you want to? Mike says SpaceX's Falcon launch last week for Korea was for a lunar orbiter. So SpaceX will have a vehicle launch to reach the moon before their support to NASA to do the same.
Yep.
Indeed, indeed.
There are a few other comments you want me to
Yeah, let's go over some comments. Let's do some comments.
see here.
Mike says Amazon has become too intrusive for me. Really, Mike? I no longer have Miss A products nor Ring products. I doubt I will consider a Roomba. Drew, I'm rewatching the Superman series from the 50s with George Reeves. Richard says the Watch 5 does have an impressive battery. It has the 24-hour heart monitor, doesn't it? Oh yeah, they all monitor your heart. If you're talking about the video I made about last week about the continual monitoring for atrial fibrillation, that software is coming out only on the Apple Watch this fall. It's not here yet. All these watches do monitor your heart rate, but if you are looking for the atrial fibrillation part of that, you have to actually do an ECG to assess whether it's atrial fibrillation or not. But I think the Galaxy, I think Samsung will be bringing the same software out this year as well. Now, yes, it does have an impressive battery. It really, that's the big Achilles tendon. But part of the thing is, of course, the Galaxy Watch 4 does so much. It's continually doing a lot of things, so it does chew up the battery. Mike says Sony's top of the line TV also produces sound from their panel, but you still need rear speakers, likely a subwoofer, if you want Dolby Atmos and overhead speakers. Richard, my provider gave me 100 gigabytes of Google One storage for free. Really? Nice guys. Mike says PC Cloud has pre-announced new features for their cloud product. Thank you, Mike. Richard Clarkson, make that OneDrive.
Not instead of Google Drive, OneDrive.
OneDrive, okay. Richard says, I wish I could have left Duo alone and not connect it with anything else. Yeah, I know that that's right. I use Duo and it just works so well, but that's life, right? They just change it. Mike says
that was the one we already saw.
Use the ECG, but not continue. Yeah. So there is no, on the Samsung Galaxy, there's no continuous ECG. None of them have it yet. This is announced by Apple coming out this fall with Watch OS 9.
That's it.
All right. We're back. Did we do all the
Yeah, we're caught up.
Yep.
We're caught up. Thanks, Huey. Okay, Ray, where are we going? Ocean diving here?
How about that? This is a humanoid diving robot. Now, with all the advances we've had in finding sunken ships on the bottom of the ocean floor, some of them are so deep that a human really can't go there. So they've created this robot, a humanoid robot that on the front side there has eyes, has arms, has little legs, and those eyes, by the way, actually view in 3D. And but the back of that is all computerization, and is able to go to the deepest depths. And the biggest news about it has this, what do they call it, haptic feeling. So if the operator on the ship is moving it around, the operator can actually feel the movement of the water on their hand, and if they're touching an object, they can feel the contours of that object. So this is the latest in deep sea diving humanoids.
That's cool. And man, if you could, no reason why you couldn't stream that out. So as you actually are exploring, everyone could be watching it, eh?
Wouldn't that be great?
Wow. That'd be sort of cool. Interesting. Netflix tricks. They're getting a lot of bad press lately, eh?
Well, they're losing a lot of people for sure, but they're still, by the number of subscribers, the most recent count, they're still the largest. Prime Video is right behind them, though. But often when I'm looking for a movie, I sometimes spend more time than I'd like trying to find something. There's no easy way. So this article points out some Netflix tricks that will help you find things faster. This includes hidden codes to search for specific type of content, keyboard shortcuts as an example, if you're watching Netflix on your computer, and how to change the look of the subtitles. So if you're a Netflix watcher, an article worth reading and learning about some of these tricks.
I think I'm going to watch that article because Gail and I sit down to watch a movie at night. Okay, what do we watch? And invariably it's not something we want, and it's a dud, right? So how do we pick? How do we find the movie when we want to sit down and watch it? How do we find the right movie?
Yeah, and it was one thing when you had 5 choices.
Right.
Now you have 5,000 choices.
So yeah, oh man, it's so that so this will be a good article. That'll be great. Yeah.
My Netflix trick is simple. It's called YouTube.
Oh yeah. So Bob, what do you type in what are the best movies, or what do you do?
No, I look at what's new, and it shows me the newest editions as far as not only movies but other things.
Oh.
But the other night, Alice and I spent 4 hours watching Cleopatra. Not a new movie, but boy, I was amazed how many things I had forgotten since I last watched that movie. And the quality was just outstanding.
Are there commercials, Bob?
No, because I pay the extra, so I have no commercials.
Good.
But it did have the intermission. It had the intro in the beginning, and then it had the intermission in between. But no commercials.
I know for a 4.5 hour movie, whatever it is, you might be glad they had intermission.
Well, it did have its own intermission in between where it played music for like 2 minutes, and then gave you enough time to get up and get some goodies and go back to watching the movie.
But I think, Bob, is what you're saying. Now, let's just clarify. Maybe people don't know, but you actually can watch movies on YouTube, right?
Yep, definitely can.
And when it was Cleopatra, a movie on YouTube? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And so if you probably the biggest group of movies you can watch is on YouTube. You can usually find anything there. Sometimes you have to pay. Did you have to pay? We often have to pay $5 or something.
No.
You're okay.
Nope. This is free.
Okay.
But yeah, and if you're a Prime subscriber, Prime TV has some great movies that are free, with no ads as well.
Yeah, I always do recommend to people, if you have Prime, and you want to try streaming movies, try Prime Video because it's free for you.
Absolutely.
And between Prime and YouTube, I don't have time for Netflix.
Oh, don't say that. Yeah, but
I don't. I don't. There's only so
I-
many hours. You can only watch so much.
Right.
I gave up Netflix a few years ago because Robin used to spend a lot of time looking for something and she couldn't find anything in the freeze. So
Right.
she wanted to pay for something. And I said, you got 40,000 free movies. What do you got to pay for one? And so I just cut off Netflix altogether.
I stopped it when I couldn't get the DVDs. When they stopped the DVDs, I stopped Netflix.
Oh, that was a few years ago.
Yep.
So this is sort of a handsome looking guy in this article. Huey, do you want to mention this article? What are we talking about here?
Yeah, I've been part of the Senior Planet. They have all kinds of videos and presentations and discussions, some really good discussions on all kinds of things dealing with seniors and senior issues. And they have something called Lunch and Learn, the group out of Colorado, out of Denver. And they also have a senior center there, but there's usually only the person that works there. Sometimes they have a couple of visitors, but most of it's online. But they invite people from all over the country, and it's I don't know, they're owned by AARP or it's an AARP affiliation of some sort. But Mondays and Tuesdays they talk about tech. Wednesday and the latter part of the week, Thursday and Friday, they talk about different things that affect seniors, or it's the other way around. I can't remember which. But on Wednesdays, they do some kind of a presentation. Geek Squad did one, not Geek Squad. Jim and Chris Gould did one on cyber currency a couple of weeks ago, and they invited me to do one. I'm going to do it on learning resources for seniors this coming Wednesday, and I'm going to do one on Chromebooks sometime next month.
All right, that's good. So you're a busy guy.
And if you click on that, you can get the information if you want to join. It's free, and you can attend online.
And just so people know that the all the links that all these are at, this is our Facebook website, and if you just go there, that's where all these articles are. All right, thanks, Huey. Let's come down, Bob. This is working to make the internet more secure. What's this all about?
Avast happens to also have a blog, and this is one of the articles. And they have quite a few interesting articles.
Mm-hmm.
And this one talks about steps to take to make the internet a more secure place.
Mm-hmm.
Again, reinforcing all the things that all of us talk about on a regular basis.
Yeah, so some of the other antivirus companies also have blogs that are and very good articles.
Correct.
Well worth your time to look at the different ones that are out there. And they're not strictly advertisements. They talk about interesting things that all of us should be on either following or learn about.
And I quite often post things from ESET, Malwarebytes, and quite a few of the others. If I find it interesting and I think it's helpful, you're going to find it here. It doesn't necessarily have to be from Avast. As
And of course,
I said,
Bob,
I don't work for them, so I'm not married to them.
And of course, Bob does his very popular security news update. He's the lead. It's the intro to our Monday show, and he does the security news update, which of course has all these articles in it on our show, right, Bob?
That's correct. Yeah, it's a short brief of articles that have occurred since the last meeting or last show. And then it lists the article itself, the link to the article. So if you want to dig into it further, just follow the link. And the link is on my YouTube channel with each of these episodes.
Google Docs and tips and tricks. Not just put that up there. It's a good article. As you know, we talked about OneDrive. Well, sort of the competition is Google, and that's Google Drive. And Google Docs is in there, and it's just a good article. If you use Google Drive or do Google Docs, have a look at it. It's just a good article.
We've got a few more comments from the audience that we don't want to lose before the end.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay.
Mike says, I watched the original The War of the Worlds on YouTube Movies. There you go.
Yep, me too.
Steve says, try Phantom of the Open. I gotta try that one.
He probably means opera.
Well, interesting. I don't know. Richard says Netflix doesn't have newer movies like others do. Mike says, I dropped Netflix and picked HBO, right? About the same cost, but HBO is broadcasting very new movies and many high originals about the broadcast, the Game of Thrones prequel. Hello, Kathleen says, Dave Tanzer is a volunteer at Senior Planet with a lifelong background in computer technology. He usually is online and is refreshingly knowledgeable. Thanks, Kathleen.
He also has a lot of good technology how-tos, and they're not videos, they're screen captures and so on, and he posts them on a website, and you can go to them as well. I ought to talk to him about maybe coming on and speaking on one of our shows. He's very good.
Yeah, that'd be a good one, Huey. That'd be great. Thanks, Kathleen. Good choice. Richard says, I use
ESET. He said,
Considering Avast, ESET now doesn't let you talk with an expert if something goes wrong or if you have questions. Have to use chat. I don't know, what is ESET? Is that an antivirus program?
it sure is. Yep.
Yeah.
How come I've never heard of it?
Should have.
I never.
As far as talking to an expert on Avast, you can always find me on the customer support.
Right, yeah,
forum.
that's right. You can talk to
I
Bob
won't-
anytime you want.
I've only been doing that since 2004,
That's
so
right.
for a couple of years.
There you go. Steve says, nope, it's not opera. It's about the British Open. True story. Very good movie, worth a watch. Okay.
That was it.
Dave,
Phantom of the Open. I thought it was opera.
Phantom of the Open. We are going to watch that tonight. I'll let you know, Steve, if we like it. If we like it, maybe you can be our new movie finder. Let us know. Yeah, that'd be sort of cool. Maybe on our Monday show we should have a little segment. Everyone can post movies they've watched that week that are great. Then at least I wouldn't have trouble finding the darn things, right?
Yeah, but post it, but post the link with it so we know where to find it.
Yeah. What's this all about? Image background remover, Bob.
Just what it says. How many times do you have an image and it's got all kinds of crap with it? Not just as you see here, the example is there's my picture, but it's got a background and it's got a banner. And then watch the video. This is a website, depix.ai, and very, very simple. With 2 or 3 clicks, you get rid of all the stuff in the background. And
I tried it this morning. It was great.
Yeah,
and I've been using one called remove.bg as well. And I've got a couple of commercial programs. I've got the licensed version of Canva, and then I also have something called InPixio that I've been using for several years. So there are several programs out there that are very good, but this one was really clean, very simple, and did a really nice job. And you can add or subtract things. If it takes too much away, you can add them back in. And if it doesn't take enough, you can point out some other things to take out.
And there are some other tricks in it. This is still in beta, and they do limit. You can only do five items per week. I don't know what will happen when it's out of beta. This may turn out to be a paid product, but for right now, it's doing an excellent job. And you can save it in 2 different ways. If when you first get rid of this stuff, you do a save, then it has a black background. But you can also take this picture, and if you see where my video shows me, well, that's actually an extra panel. So you just click on the one where you've made your selections of what to get rid of and what to leave, and drag it over to the right side. And then you get, number one, you get the clean picture, just the picture, no background. And then you have some editing tools that come up where you can do all kinds of things to that cleanly edited image.
And I saw that you can actually create images as well. So
that's correct. Yep.
I didn't play with that part of it.
And they have backgrounds that you can import, and that are royalty free and all kinds of stuff. So the problem here is you can only do 5 a week. So if you get into this thing, well, the 5 disappear real quick. I'm finished. I can't do any more until next week.
So just let everyone know I'm going to play this on our Monday show. So you don't have to go if you're planning on watching this coming Monday show. Don't worry, I'm going to play. This is one of the videos I've inserted for the Monday show. So we'll find out all about it on our Monday show.
And it's now time to say, whoa, the hour's already gone.
Yep.
Oh, it has. Oh my gosh, what happened? Oh my, we are just do you want to do it for 2 hours, guys? What do you want? Should we stick around for another hour? We're having so much fun.
We almost do, because we get on ourselves and we chat for about a half an hour before we go live.
That's right. That's what people don't know. We've already been talking, but we have to warm up our talking, right?
Yeah.
and remember, on the Thursday, when you have the Chromebooks, you don't have extend for another hour. You'd be running into the other program. So
yeah, that's true. That's true. All right. Well, listen, I want to thank everyone for coming. I want to thank, of course, Huey and Bob and Ray and But more important, I want to thank all you people who are listening to us today. Thank you for being here, because without you, we wouldn't be here. Huey, do we have any final comments? But did we get all the comments?
We covered them all.
Did we
Yep.
is everything
Very
done?
nice job. Yep.
All right. Well, then, thank you so much. We will see everybody and Monday. We'll be back again,
And I'll see you on Sunday, I hope, on the Wednesday.
Yeah, that's right. And we'll see you then. And so anyway, till we meet again, have a great day. Bye now.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.